He murdered his partner in a jealous rage over Grindr messages. I'm True Crime Caitlin, and this is the murder of Jason Brockbanks. In 2022, 24-year-old Jason Brockbanks was a third-year student at Northumbria University, where he was described as a promising student. He was originally from Whitehaven in Cumbria, and he moved to Newcastle because he loved the different sights, the scenery, the lifestyle, and just the vibe in general. And I've got to agree, Newcastle is the best city in the UK. In June of 2022, Jason met Aaron Ray. Aaron was from Sunderland, but he was also a student at the university. Only he wasn't, because he ended up dropping out because he didn't like how it was all online learning. This being like COVID times. Aaron wanted to have an exclusive relationship with Jason, but that wasn't something that Jason wanted, and despite expressing this to Aaron, Aaron still thought that they were a couple and in a relationship. He would be described by some of his previous boyfriends as being very jealous and possessive. He was violent, short-tempered, and these traits would only amplify when he was drunk. On the 23rd of September 2022, Aaron visited Jason at his student accommodation on Howard Street at around about 10 p.m. The men were getting sorted for a night out in Newcastle, and so Aaron had went there to have a couple of pre-drinks. Once in Newcastle, they went on a little bar crawl, going to all of the gay bars before eventually ending their night in Powerhouse. Aaron and Jason left Powerhouse at around about 3:15 a.m, and during their walk back to Jason's student accommodation, something happened. On the CCTV footage of them leaving Powerhouse, they seemed to be in good spirits. They were caught lovingly holding hands. Yet, by the time they reached the accommodation, CCTV footage there would capture Aaron kicking Jason and then storming into the building, flinging the door open behind him. He was very clearly fuming about something. Once back inside of his flat, Jason stripped down to his boxers and then climbed into bed, ready to call it a night. It's believed that this was around about 4:11 a.m. as that's when his WhatsApp said that he was last active. As Jason is lay asleep on his bed, Aaron scooped up his phone and creeped into the ensuite, ready to comb through it. It was during this sneaky search that he found the Grindr app. Grindr is a dating/hookup app mainly for gay, bi, trans men. And I believe that it is an app simply for hookups. It's not like a dating app like Tinder, although I could be completely wrong. So Aaron would find this app and he clicked on it and started going through all the messages, and he would see that Jason had been messaging with other men expressing his interest in getting with them. And this infuriated Aaron, who again believed that he was in a committed relationship with Jason, even though Jason said that that wasn't what he wanted. Aaron was very possessive over Jason, and upon seeing these messages, he felt like Jason was cheating on him, being sly behind his back. Burning with fury and jealousy, Aaron left Jason's flat and walked through to the communal kitchen, where he picked up a kitchen knife. He returns to the room and then looks down to Jason, who is sleeping and defenseless, lay on his side, and he raises the knife in the air and plunges it down into Jason's side, stabbing him 10 centimeters deep. He would also slash Jason in the back at least 2 times. Following this attack, Aaron then washed the bloody knife and returned it back to the communal kitchen. CCTV captures him leaving the accommodation at 4:29 a.m, only 18 minutes after Jason was last active on WhatsApp. He would go back to his home in Sunderland, where he would text message one of his friends saying, quote, "I'm in trouble." It would be 3 days later that Jason's body would be discovered. After his parents back in Cumbria weren't able to get in touch with him for several days, they emailed the manager of the student accommodation because they were incredibly worried. She made her way up to Jason's flat, where she knocked on the door but got no answer. She repeatedly tried this, and when Jason from inside still wasn't answering, she pulled out her master key and unlocked the door, making her way inside. The first thing that she would see was a bloody palm print on the bathroom door. She would discover the body of 24-year-old Jason Brockbanks slumped in the shower. After being stabbed by Aaron, he had actually managed to get himself out of bed, and it's believed that he was looking for his phone so he could call for help, but he couldn't find it because Aaron had moved it when he had been looking through his messages. Aaron Ray would be arrested on the 29th of September 2022. CCTV footage, shown police everything they needed to see. Initially, he tried to spin a tale that Jason had attacked him and that he had only stabbed him out of self-defense. However, it was quite clearly seen that he had gone out of his way to retrieve the knife, and if it was true that Jason had attacked him, instead of going and picking up a knife, why didn't he just leave the accommodation? His story did not add up. After a 7-day trial at Newcastle Crown Court, 21-year-old Aaron Ray would be found guilty of the murder of Jason Brockbanks. He was handed a sentence of life imprisonment with a minimum of 22 years to serve.